easiest spiritual discipline you'll ever get is a 12-step program. You have to do less work, and it's more clear, and the blueprint is there, and it keeps you on that path to the light, to nirvana, to, whatever you want to call it.
I've struggled with addiction. A lot of my friends have struggled with addiction. A lot of people in the country are struggling with addiction. What advice do you have for somebody that is trying to overcome addiction?
I mean, if you want to do the easy thing, go to a 12-step program. And if you go to a meeting and you don't like it, go to another one, because they're all completely different. And just go until you figure, till you find one that works. When I first came to the program 40 years ago, I said to a guy, how long do you have to keep coming to these meetings? And the guy said to me, just keep coming till you like it. And I was like, I've been going 40 years, and I still don't like it, and I don't have time to go. I'm running for president. I do not have time to go to an AA meeting, but I go every day. And I go, because when I go, the rest of my life works.
You still go?
Yeah, I went today already, and I actually went, I don't know if anyway, I went today. And I went to a little rural meeting 20 miles from here in Bern, Tennessee.
I know where that is.
Yeah. So,
how was it?
It was great. I actually went to a rehab. Russell Brand was at a comedy event that I did last night. And I said to me, Tim, do you want to go to a meeting with me today? And he's I can talk about him in 12 steps, because you're not supposed to talk about other people in the meetings, but he's very open about it. So, and he's written books about it and all that. But he said, well, he'd already been to a meeting that day, which I went to a meeting in Barry, Inverness, Florida that day. He had landed in Tennessee, he'd gone right to a meeting. There was a guy at that meeting who ran a rehab out in Bern. And he said to me, I said, you want to come to a meeting with me tomorrow? And he said, let's go to this rehab. So we went out, we drove out like 25 miles outside of Nashville, and we went to the rehab, and we just showed up there, and they were, really happy to see us, and we said, let's do a meeting. So we got all the people, and we did a meeting. I spoke. He was the secretary, I was the speaker, and then everybody went around the room, and it was great. But anyway, when I go to a lot of meetings, I don't like to go. There's something I'd rather be doing, than that. I'd rather go to a movie. I'd rather hang with my kids. But I go because my life works when I go. I'm not walking around with that knot of anxiety in my gut that I was born with, and that only, heroin would quiet it. I don't have the empty holes inside of me that I have to fill with things outside of me, with poisons, pills, powders, potions and all of that. And also, something weird happens when you go to a lot of them is and a lot of people say this, but my luck changes. Like the lights turn green for me. The parking places open up, I see all these little synchronicities in my life and feel like I'm in the hands of God all the time. And so even if I don't particularly like the meeting, the act of just going there puts my life on. It's like, for me, it's like brushing my teeth. I don't like brushing my teeth. I don't enjoy it. I don't look forward to it. It's a pain in the butt to get up and do it, But I do it every day because I don't want to live with the consequences of what happens if I don't, or it's like going to the gym or anything else that you say, okay, I'm going to do this because it's good for me. Even though I don't want to go, even though it's a pain, I'm going to make the effort. And you get this huge payoff from it. And I get, I'm right now running in a presidential campaign. I'm in this storm every day of people, of hatred and anger coming at me from one end, and then adulation and hope, people putting their hope in me, all of these different things. And it's like being in the middle of a storm all the time. And what I need to do is get below the surface of the water where it's calm, and let that wind blow and the storm happen without being impacted in the center of my soul, to have that peace inside of me while all this turbulence is going on outside. And to do that, you need a spiritual discipline. And the easiest spiritual discipline you'll ever get is a 12-step program. You have to do less work, and it's more clear, and the blueprint is there, and it keeps you on that path to the light, to nirvana, to, whatever you want to call it, to fulfillment, enlightenment, all of those things. That's like the clearest, easiest path. We're all on that path at some level. We're all we're chasing that spiritual yearning that is just part of the human condition. You have people in the Amazon and Africa, Bushmen and the Kalahari, people in Native Australians, people in Mongolia, and no matter where you go on Earth, every human being shares that one thing in common: this deep spiritual yearning for something that's outside of themselves, that's good. And we're all on that path. You had to go. That path carried you to Iraq, to Afghanistan, to try to find that answer. How do you get to that place? And we all went through, the drugs, all of that. The drinking, it's a spirit. You're trying to fill yourself with a spirit. It's just the wrong thing.
Yeah. I quit booze 2.5 years ago. I haven't had a drop in my life, sober 15 years. So I love that you shared that. Thank you. Thank you. And that's what we do here too. I love exploring avenues on how people found their way out of addiction.